Hello, good morning. So, it is the 27th of December. I've actually had Christmas Day and Boxing Day off. I am back at work today and I have a load of stuff to post. And I think I'm going to have problems today because I've already tried to do something on eBay and it logged me out and then logged me into America. Told me that it started going on about Canada Post had a problem. I've tried to create a return label this morning for something, which naturally didn't fit my husband on Christmas Day. So I tried to open a return label for that, and it will not produce the return label. Hopefully that means that nobody who wants to return anything of mine cannot return things either. Of course, it won't work out like that. Why would it? Anyway, happy Christmas. I have less than an hour to do this before I've got to leave. I am not going to drive because literally you can't see the flats opposite. You can barely see. I can see the other side of the street, but not the houses behind it. It's just been 2 days of terrible fog. There's a piece super. Anyway, I do not want to get into my second most valuable asset, which I have, and I don't have many assets, when other people can't drive very well, because there's more likelihood of somebody driving into me on a day like today. So I can walk, I will walk, but it does mean get a wiggle on. Right, things have sold. Tie, these are all very what do you call them, cheap. This has gone cheap. This is the last tie that I had, and thank Lord I must stop picking ties up. I mean, saying that, I had some Donald Trump ones, and they sold eventually very well. But this is an item of clothing that isn't an item of clothing because it comes under accessories. So I haven't got any clothing discount on that, and that's gone for like $3.20, which isn't good based on fees, but I just wanted to get rid of it. This is Tasmanian Devil. The Tasmanian Devil vintage. I have had this for probably 5 years, which is probably, I don't know if that's an exaggeration. I've sold most of my ties on the run up to Christmas, so thank goodness for that. Then sold one Lego set, which is Hagrid's Hut 2001 edition. This is the first edition of that. I've had 2 or 3 of them. This has been an annoyance because I know that I've opted to send it in this box, but I know that I've got some boots over there which I'd rather post it in, and I know that I set aside, and I thought that I put it in the box. I set aside some boxes that were absolutely ideal for posting this Lego set in because it fitted exactly and it was thin. And I can't find it, and I don't have time to go looking for it because I've got to go to work. And weirdly, although I'm on a 2-day dispatch and most of this stuff, so I did a post run on the 23rd because I was working. I was also working on the 24th, but I couldn't post anything on the 24th because I was doing 9 until 5. So there wasn't any time to go to the post office. I'm also doing 9 until 5 shift next week, so I won't be able to do any more posting. So today is the day. So if that thing is broken, I'm going to be livid because I don't know what to do. A bunch of this says I've got to post it today, so I don't know how that works. When most of it, I think, was one thing that sold really late on the 23rd. And that one says I've got to post it today. And then the rest of them were sold on the 24th, which I suppose that's it. Maybe it's counting the 24th as a dispatch day, and then today as a dispatch day. But anyway, half of them say dispatch today, despite my 2-day dispatch. And then the rest of them say the 30th, but I can't post on the 30th. Anyway, this is the rest of it. So this is all clothing because I just want to take as much advantage of the no fees. Subsequently, so at the minute I have a 20% sale, which has finally worked. This is the first time I've done a markdown sale and it's actually worked. And it's got nothing to do with the fact that I'm hot on relisting things and selling similar. It's just because it doesn't bloody work, like so many things with eBay. When you need them to, they don't do what they're supposed to do. So it's the first time it's done a markdown sale. And because I didn't believe it would happen when I put on the £20 20% markdown sale, I also put a 20% coupon on. So technically I've got 40% off at the minute, which doesn't matter because it's free fees on clothes until the end of the month, and I'd really like to take advantage of it. So saying that, this person, who I think is going to be a pain in the arse, they gave me offer £45 on this, and I have taken that. This is going to cost me £5.50. £5.15 I think it is actually to post it, because it will be medium parcels. Dennis Basso. I've already sold this twice, and I'm sick of it coming back, and it's too big to be in my storage. And annoyingly, they sent me a message last night, having paid for it, saying please don't post until the 1st of January, which obviously I can't do. And he was like, oh well, can I said, well, I messaged him back and he says I'll get a defect, and he was like, post it the latest you can. This is the latest I can possibly post. I know I could possibly sail out tomorrow. This is the trouble, is that everything is coming up with a funny postage date. Which I wouldn't have worried about, and I haven't worried about ever in previous years, because I can always post. I kind of knew that it was gonna do something stupid today. I just hope that, it's showing me the postage option. I just feel that when I go to pay, it's going to fall down on me. What are we on? It's past. I have zero time to do this. Yeah. So I'm working Sunday, I'm working Monday. I think I'm 31st off, and then I'm back in on the 1st, and then I'm working 2nd. It's not great. This is Karen Millen. This is a skirt that I've had for ages. I'm going to have to start being very picky with Karen Millen, but I just don't know how to, because some of it sells for 100. It's really difficult sometimes to say no to stuff that's sat in front of you. Right, you're gonna get bag rustling, I'm afraid, because I've got to do it. I've got to bag it as I go. So I've also got to get a load of bubble wrap out and pack out that Lego set. That's gone for 15. I think it's like $15.99, because if it was £25 and it's got a 20% sale discount on it, it's taking it to $19.99, and then with a 20% off coupon, if they use that on top of that, it takes it down to $15.99. So I've got a lot of stuff which has gone for $15.99, which I know I could get more for, but it's just circumstance. I wouldn't usually do this. It's only because there is a coupon on. It's only because of the no fees on clothes. This is a very weird set of dungarees. And I say weird because it's cross-backed. It's cross-backed, and you sort of tie it, but then you just think, well, have I tied it right? And I'm not quite sure. These are the Josephine dungarees by Free People. So these have stuck around for ages, probably just because they look a bit weird. I have put it on the mannequin in the way that I think that it goes, but I suspect that might be a return, because somebody might just see it in real life and just be really confused because it's got loop. It's just got 2 loops on the back, and the straps are really long, and it doesn't really make sense. Right, so this I sold yesterday, and these seem to be on a 24-hour dispatch because they're telling me I've got to dispatch them today, and they only sold yesterday. So I think I've probably just done a sell somewhere on that and haven't changed the dispatch time, so I'm going to have to watch out for that. These look really weird. These are True Religion. They're just a pair of jeans. I've just had another pair of these, which did sell well. These are sold for 25. So I know that these weren't part of the discount because they're a new listing, because I've washed these because they're awfully crunchy. You know when something is evidently never been laundered but also feels like really crunchy? Yeah, they needed a wash. They have been washed. They're in nice condition now. But yeah, they were a late list. But I have had another pair of them, but they were returned and then they were stolen by my lovely neighbours, because all my post just seems to get stolen these days. Yeah, so sick of living here. Bowden skirts. This is also, most of this stuff is stuff which is sold already and then been returned, because I've had an awful lot of returns in the last month. Was just awful. When I did that video that went a bit viral actually. I had a YouTube payout today, which is quite a nice one considering I barely did any videos this month. I know I've been absolutely terrible. Yeah, so this is like a raspberry red. I know I've got the name for it. Something like the Bardo skirt. Yeah, anyway, that one sold and it was a size 8, and that one came straight back. It is, I mean, it's a size 8. It's a size 8. So let's hope that one doesn't come back. I think the thing is everything that's returned now, I then have to sell it with full fees. I have a very, very odd one at the minute. So I had something that was delivered on the 27th of November. They gave me good feedback, clearly been wearing set jeans, and then opened a return. God, they opened the return on the 24th of or maybe it was the 23rd, something like that, of December. And then the return allowance that they've been given by eBay is until the 15th of January. So they'll have had that for like over 6 weeks, potentially, before they return that to me. And they've broken it or something, the buttons come off it, sew it back on. Because they're jeans. I don't know. And obviously I can deal with it. It's just one of them where it's just like, you're clearly happy because you gave feedback and you said that you loved them. So maybe you do love them, but you don't love the other pair that you've got, which are the same, and you've decided to send them back to me. Anyway, we will see. Edwin shirt. Again, this is one of the $15.99 ones, because I think everything that was sitting at £25 is potentially like selling for the 16 mark. And I'd be glad to see the back of it, because some of this stuff has just been here for ages. And I mean, that's not like summery, that's this time of the year that should sell. These things are linen, so these probably could have waited. This is just a folk shirt, but it's very lightweight and very linen. Again, the $15.99 region. I know. My payout today was £200 from eBay, and I have daily payouts, so that's a 2-day payout. So I'm happy with that. This I've had for donkeys. I picked this up at the Oxfam shop And so I know that I paid like $14.99 for this. I've only sold it for $4.40. Toast. Some people do really well with toast. Not me. I have struggled to sell everything toast. The only toasting I had that went really well was the first time that I found it, and I thought, frankly, I thought that the garment was a rag, so I put it on a really cheap auction and it went for £95. And I've never ever been able to replicate that level of success with toast. And it was a rag, and it was very similar to this. You know, this is a denim dress. That was a denim dress that was checked, and it went for £100. It's probably just because it was the heyday. I feel like there should be more things here than there actually is. This is really weird because I know I picked these up from work. I looked at them and I was like, oh, they're a bit worn out. I'll leave them for somebody else. And then I'd gone off sick and they'd come back and they were still there. And I was like, Jesus wept. These are Sweaty Bessie. You can just about see it. The power leggings. So yeah, for some reason, they were sat in the charity shop and didn't sell. We have a lot of resellers that come in there because I chat to most of them. Because it's interesting to gauge where other people are with it. Because a lot of people are very down on eBay. I still love eBay, and I don't seem to have half the grief with it that others do. I have grief with Vinted, and I really want to try and have a success with Vinted in the new year, but I'm not holding out much hope. Yeah, so even with the amount of resellers that we have come in, I'm talking about resellers who will spend. So bear in mind, everything's like £3 or £4, maximum £5 at our shop, and they'll spend £100 in a go. When you're ringing up £100, a long time to chat to somebody, and yet they didn't sell. And I was off sick for a week, and I came back and they were still there. So I just thought, well, I'll buy them. So they've been listed less than a week. I think they went for £20. I didn't want to go too wild with them because I do think that they are a bit worn out, and I think well worn. There's nothing wrong with them. The crotch is okay. I obviously laundered them as well when I got them here because I haven't listed them straight away, and I debobbled them a bit. But you can tell that they're worn because all the branding has gone off it. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right, that is right. I thought I'd forgotten to pull something then. So I am still organising. I can still find things. Things are still organised. Oh, this bloody tie. Yeah, so that's me done. I have enough time to do this as long as that label thing is working. I just have so much doubt in the system. It's always broken after a bank holiday because everybody is using it. It doesn't matter how many people say that they're in holiday mode. They never are in holiday mode. And I don't see the point in holiday mode. I do actually see the point in holiday mode when most of my stuff is telling me that I've got to dispatch it today. I didn't think I'd have this sort of aggravation when I've gone down to a 2-day dispatch, but there you go. The world is not as kindly as you think it is. Right, so I need to get some bubble wrap for that, which I'm really annoyed that I've got to send it in that box. The box I had is perfect, and I just don't know where it is. I am in an absolute palaver here. I have got confetti refills over there for a Canon thing, which I obviously should have done before Christmas and New Year. Haven't listed that. I've got Starbucks mugs there that I haven't listed. I have got Jellycat there that I haven't listed. Yeah, there's actually 4 Starbucks mugs there, which I haven't listed. I have got so much stuff which I haven't listed. I'm not on the ball with everything. I have got Lego, which is here waiting. I mean, even if I was off today, I couldn't really get good pictures anyway because it's so foggy. It is a peaceful path. It is fog, it will lift. Yeah, anyway. Right, so I have to go. I've got to parcel this up and get walking to work. And I won't be back until 8 o'clock tonight. I'm really glad that I didn't have to work yesterday because it is really weird when you have to open up on bank holiday, considering that Boots the Chemist and Home Bargains, which are our neighbouring shops, are not open. Really weird. I'm hoping I'm on limited hours on the 1st because I'm not that thrilled about having to go in after you've stayed up until midnight. But there you go. Last year I had to do both Boxing Day and New Year's Day, so at least I've had one of them off. Yeah. Anyway, that's me done. I am going to go and crack on with my day. Hope you've had a good Christmas and New Year. It's weird. Although I've been at work and I have been listening to Christmas music and have been in the situation where we're surrounded with stuff, it hasn't exactly got me in like a Christmas mood. I don't know, I'm just a bit, because I was ill, and I mean, I think I did have chicken pox because this thing is still here and it's definitely a lifetime scar. But I do think that there's something more to, because I keep having outbreaks of like spots, and you know when you get like spots there on your nose, which I really hate, you know, and you have to get the sticky stuff to get them out, and I keep getting them here, and I keep getting hairs, which I know has to be because of this medication, because I'm getting a lot of like hairs which I'm having to pluck, which I know is probably my age as well, but I keep getting spots on my hairline, which I didn't get, and spots on my back, and spots on my armpits. And, you know, it's been like 3 weeks now since I supposedly had chickenpox. Or maybe it's only been 2 weeks. I don't know. You can't have, the chickenpox has to have gone now. So I do think that it's something to do with medication. I keep getting them on my back, which obviously I can't investigate. I can only feel them. But they're like in sort of like, I wouldn't say like high trafficked areas, but like places where you notice them because you're trying to put your bra on. Yeah. So it's like, here is because that's where the underwire of my bra is, and the back is where my bra clasp is. So it's like, just feels like aggravating places where I just keep having breakouts, and I'm never used to have that. And I'm sure it's because I'm on this new hormone thing. So that's kind of like, there's no point in me even attempting to speak to the doctor until New Year, because they'll just want more information. So I don't know. Right, anyway, I have to go. Stop rattling on because I've got to be leaving here in half an hour. Well, yeah, half an hour, 10:15 will do it. 45 minutes to walk to work and go to the post office is going to be okay. I don't think. You see, if you go into the post office these days and you run into anybody who's posting Vinted, it's just an arse because they've all got these QR codes and they have to work out which parcel it is. And it's a real hold up now. If somebody like God comes in front of you. Likewise, if somebody has just received their pay, and you know they've rocked up in their slippers to get their money, which doesn't tend to happen unless I'm doing a late post run. So I'm not doing a late post run. It's still Christmas for everybody, I believe. Right, anyway, let's crack on with it. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back again soon with another video.